Hey friends, it's Kenlin. I want to share a practice for Sagittarius season. Now, honestly, you can do this practice all the time. In fact, we all should do this practice all the time, but it's a particularly good one for this season. And the reason why is because Sagittarius has a shadow side that this practice supports you in overcoming. But let's presence a little bit of what Sagittarius energy is. First of all, the icon of Sagittarius is a centaur, and that centaur is half animal, half human. That means that it unites primal energies with higher learning, higher intellect. And you can see that with the bow and arrow. So it's got its bow pulled back and its arrow pointed at the future, at the horizon, at what hasn't come yet. So Sagittarius loves to be in the energy of exploration, of the meaning of life, of evolution, of what's coming next. And its statement is, I see. It has the ability to take in information and see a world, a vision of a world that is not yet here. Sagittarians love to travel, to explore the world. It's a mutable fire sign, so it's highly changeable. And it's powerful because fire is powerful and Jupiter is its planet. And so Jupiter bestows on Sagittarius a certain confidence and boldness. And the shadow side of that could be like a know-it-all or dogmatism, because Sagittarians, that energy is interested in the truth. And anytime we're truth seekers, we can also become dogmatic. And that's really what's happening in our world today. We have a lot of dogmatism, a lot of polar energy. Sagittarians can also be like brutally honest. So they take honesty to a level that sometimes doesn't incorporate kindness. That's a shadow side of Sagittarians. Sagittarians are inherently optimistic and fun-loving, except maybe if you're in the 8th house like I am. My sun sign's in the 8th house, which lends it to a more scorpionic Sagittarius, which would say like my interest in death and rebirth and shadow work. But it's all in service to understanding reality and the truth of things. So if we understand that as the bedrock of the real heart of Sagittarius, we can understand that sometimes there's a shadow that goes off the rails a bit. Just like anything, we live in polarity and duality, and we get to call it home, call it back to its essence of the truth. And the truth is not something that we can name for others. It's something that we can name for ourselves. And so part of the beauty of Sagittarius is to name things and to speak things in such a way that causes and creates other people to know the truth for themselves. That's like a very high expression of Sagittarius. So this practice was brought through from an astrologer that I was listening to about 2023, and she mentioned Philip Sedgwick. Now, Philip Sedgwick's work, he's an expert astrologer that focuses on the galactic center. And the galactic center is 27 degrees Sagittarius with this attractor field in around 14 degrees Sagittarius. And at the time of the recording, like I'm right in that zone of that 14 degrees. And this is where it's said that there are these codes, this information that's available to us to see things differently. So here's a practice that allows you to see things differently and gets you out of a fixed mind or a dogmatic mind. And even if you don't think you have that, I'm going to invite you to go a little deeper because we all have that. And if we want to heal the polarization in our world, we're going to have to start with ourselves first. So this practice makes it fun. And it goes like this. It's a very simple statement. I get to be wrong about, and fill in the blank. I get to be wrong about. and whatever it is. So there might be deeply held beliefs that you have that you don't even know you have. But if you use this on a walk, like go on a walk and just riff. I get to be wrong about my mother. I get to be wrong about the way Christmas is going to go. I get to be wrong about my bank account. I get to be wrong about my health. And be specific. I'm being general because I don't have I'm not in your life, but be specific about your life. What belief do you have that you might want to undo if you get to be wrong about it? Like, I get to be wrong that there's no cure for my ailment. I get to be wrong that I can't change this situation. I get to be wrong that there's not an affordable place for me to live. I get to be wrong about so-and-so being selfish or mean or not caring about me. I get to be wrong. Isn't that a privilege? I get to be wrong. I have a view that I get to be wrong about. What if we all did that? We would end this polarity. We would end this fighting because there's nothing that's 100% false. And alternatively, as I mentioned, the truth is the truth for you. It's not the truth for someone else. So when we come into a place of curiosity and humility, it can actually be more fun. And this question allows a little, it's not a question, but a statement allows a little bit of space, right? Because sometimes what happens is we become so attached to our viewpoint that we make them self-fulfilling prophecies. And sometimes we'd rather be right than healed, or right than have a great relationship, or right and have a great family time over Christmas. Do you get what I'm saying? Sometimes we'd rather be right. And that self-righteous attitude will get you more of the same crap that you don't want. And you've been meditating, you've been doing yoga, you're trying to release all the things, but then you have this deeply held belief. It's a little bit like Byron Katie's The Work, if you've ever been introduced to her work through the book, Loving What Is, where you challenge your beliefs. But this is a very fun way to do it and very easy that you can do on a walk. I get to be wrong about, or take a piece of paper, because we are coming to a full moon in Gemini, and you can do this no matter when you watch this replay. Gemini likes writing, it likes details, it likes to dig in, go down to the minutia. So you can start to write, I get to be wrong about, and fill up the entire page of what you get to be wrong about. Let it be liberating. Let yourself laugh at the beliefs that you've held that maybe weren't even at your conscious mind level, but somehow they've been controlling how you operate. All right, have fun at this and post in the comments how this exercise got to change you. I get to be wrong about this. Have fun.